Sure, it's one thing to have a great quarterback on one individual team, but what does the quarterback situation look like for each division? The NFL's toughest divisions tend to be dominated by strong quarterback play. On the flip side, the weakest divisions usually have awful production from the game's most important position. As we await the start of the 2021 NFL season, it's a good time to see how all the quarterbacks in all 8 divisions stack up against one another. So, here's our rankings of all 8 NFL divisions based on their starting quarterbacks for 2021. Number 8, NFC East. Without a doubt, the NFC East carries the least inspiring group of quarterbacks. Quite frankly, it's one of the weakest groups in recent memory. The Dallas Cowboys have themselves a star quarterback in Dak Prescott. He's arguably a top 10 quarterback when healthy. His production seems to get better each year, and if he can bounce back from last year's gruesome season-ending ankle injury, the Cowboys will be the heavy favorites in the NFC East. But beyond Dak, things tend to get pretty ugly when it comes to the NFC East quarterback situation. Jalen Hurts of the Philadelphia Eagles showed flashes when he replaced Carson Wentz last season. But is he the real deal? He won't get much help, I can tell you that much. Outside of rookie Devonta Smith and Miles Sanders, the Eagles are lacking in big-time offensive playmakers. Hurts will have his work cut out for him during his sophomore season. 2021 is a make-or-break year for New York Giants signal caller Daniel Jones. He had his moments, but his turnover numbers are concerning, with 22 interceptions and 29 fumbles in 27 game appearances. Jones led the NFL in fumbles during both the 2019 and 2020 seasons. The Giants have surrounded him with talent. It's now or never for the former 6 overall pick. And then there's the Washington football team. Honestly, it was quite disappointing to see how they handled their quarterback situation. They won the NFC East last year, and instead of upgrading at QB, they released Alex Smith and replaced him with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Fitz has his moments, but he doesn't win you a Super Bowl. Tyler Heineke looked brilliant in the wild card round, but it's a short sample size. We need to see more. It's quite evident that Kyle Allen isn't a suitable starting option. So yeah, the Cowboys are the only team with a comfortable QB situation in the NFC East. As for the other 3 teams, they better hope they can rely on their running games and defense. Number 7, AFC East. This is the toughest one to rank. The Buffalo Bills have a top 5 quarterback in Josh Allen, who enjoyed an MVP-worthy campaign in year 3. His Bills are easily the biggest threat to Patrick Mahomes' Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC. Allen may not be on Mahomes' level, but he's not far off. His massive size, insane arm strength, and scrambling abilities make him a nightmare to game plan against. Expect more of the same in 2021. The Miami Dolphins were obviously disappointed with Tua Tagovailoa's lackluster play in 2020. But folks, he was a rookie, and his supporting cast got a lot better with the additions of Will Fuller and Jalen Waddle. So we expect a much better performance in year 2. The New England Patriots are a wild card. Cam Newton had a frustrating 2020 campaign, but don't forget that he battled COVID-19, and he had the worst pass-catching group in the league. Bill Belichick upgraded that unit in free agency, and a regular offseason should help Newton better familiarize himself with Josh McDaniels' offense. And if Cam can't get it done, they'll roll with rookie Mac Jones, who's taken by Belichick with the 15th pick in the draft. And finally, the New York Jets will roll with Zach Wilson, the number 2 selection. His upside is very high. But was his final season at BYU a total fluke, or is he the real deal? Then again, you don't want to judge a quarterback too much in his rookie season. So the Bills are established here. The other 3 AFC East clubs should expect better play under center in 2021, but that's no sure thing. Number 6, NFC North. Not much needs to be said about Rodgers. He's the reigning MVP who led Green Bay to his 2nd straight NFC Championship game. He's still a top 3 quarterback in the game at 37 years old. Kirk Cousins gets more criticism than he deserves. He's been a very solid quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings, with a 69% completion percentage and 91 touchdowns against just 29 picks. Nearly half of the NFL teams would happily take that type of production over what they currently have. But other than Rodgers and Cousins, the rest of the division has lots of question marks. Jared Goff, who is acquired in the Matthew Stafford trade, probably isn't the Detroit Lions' long-term starter. He's likely a bridge to their next quarterback. It'll be hard for the guy to produce with such a limited supporting cast. The Chicago Bears have an interesting situation here. Andy Dalton was expected to be the starter, but then they drafted Justin Fields. Will the rookie win the starting job at some point? Either way, the Bears have some pretty big question marks at the quarterback position as it stands. Number 5, NFC South. With Drew Brees now retired, the NFC South has to fall outside of the top half. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have the GOAT, Tom Brady. Even as he enters his age 44 season, TB12 continues to play at a superhuman level. And the Bucs brought back every starter from their championship team, so don't expect much regression from Brady in 2021. The Saints will go with Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill in 2021. The latter won 3 of his 4 starts, while Brees was sidelined in 2020. But Hill is a gadget player. He's not a viable long-term option. Winston led the NFL in passing yards during his final season with the Bucs. Of course, he also had 30 interceptions that year. He's gonna have to work on his ball security under Sean Payton if he wants to lock down the long-term starting role in New Orleans. Having Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara should help. Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons aren't Super Bowl contenders, but the former continues to put up big-time numbers. Julio Jones may be gone, but the addition of tight end Kyle Pitts should keep this offense in good shape. Matty Ice is still far better than your average NFL quarterback. And then there's Sam Darnold. The Carolina Panthers took a chance on the number 3 pick from 2018 after he disappointed with the Jets. One thing is for sure, Darnold is in a much better hands under Matt Rule compared to Adam Gase. So we'll have to wait and see with Winston and Darnold, but the NFC South makes it into the top 5 thanks to a pair of proven, reliable vets in Brady and Ryan. Number 4, AFC South. Much like the NFC North and Aaron Rodgers, if the Houston Texans trade disgruntled quarterback Deshaun Watson, then the AFC South would take a hit in the rankings as well. But for now, the Texans have a man who's widely regarded as a top 5 quarterback in the game. The Tennessee Titans have done great things with Ryan Tannehill, who had 6 up and down seasons in Miami. Tannehill has gone 18-8 as the Titans starter, leading them to the 2019 AFC Championship game and a division title in 2020. And the 2019 Comeback Player of the Year could be even better in 2021, with Julio Jones now joining the high-powered Titans offense. Simply put, Tannehill has been a top 10 quarterback since joining the Titans, and the numbers are there to support his case. As for Carson Wentz, we expect him to bounce back with the Indianapolis Colts. Not only will he be playing behind perhaps the best offensive line in the game, but he'll also reunite with Frank Reich, who was Wentz's offensive coordinator when he nearly won the MVP award in 2016. And finally, the Jacksonville Jaguars have a fresh new face of their franchise in Trevor Lawrence. The number 1 selection of this year's draft could take some time to adapt to the professional level. But Lawrence is the real deal. Don't kid yourself. By next year, the AFC South could very well be the best quarterbacks division in the entire league. That's if Wentz and Lawrence both take a giant leap forward, like we expect them to, and if the Texans can find a suitable replacement for Watson. Number 3, AFC North. This is a solid division with 4 very intriguing quarterbacks. The class of the division is Lamar Jackson of the Baltimore Ravens. The 2019 NFL MVP has gone a ridiculous 30-7 as the starter, and he's only thrown 18 interceptions. He's the most exciting dual-threat quarterback since Michael Vick. He's a pure winner on a legitimate Super Bowl contender. Baker Mayfield had a great rookie year, then an awful sophomore year, then a stellar 3rd year as the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. If they keep running the ball this effectively, Mayfield won't need to put up Pro Bowl numbers. And that's okay. He's certainly far from a draft bust at this point, which is a big deal when you're drafted by the Browns. We all hope that Joe Burrow will bounce back nicely after suffering season-ending ACL and MCL tears during a phenomenal rookie year. The Cincinnati Bengals aren't ready to contend, but Burrow could easily make the jump into the top 5 or 10 quarterbacks in the NFL, especially with Jamar Chase now on board. Lastly, Ben Roethlisberger of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's well past his prime, but number 7 is still an effective starter. I mean, he did help Pittsburgh to 12 wins a season ago, and you can't fully rule out the 2-time Super Bowl champion. If he stays somewhat healthy, Pittsburgh can go a long way in 2021. Number 2, NFC West. You're looking at a division that could very well feature 3 top 8 quarterbacks for 2021. It starts with Russell Wilson of the Seattle Seahawks. His numbers just get better and better every year, and he was arguably the NFL MVP for the first half of 2020. It's honestly amazing what he does behind such a terrible offensive line. Without Wilson, these Seahawks wouldn't even sniff the playoffs. But the Los Angeles Rams might have something to say when it comes to having the best QB in the division. They acquired Matthew Stafford in a blockbuster deal with the Lions, giving Sean McVay the quarterback upgrade he so desperately needed. Stafford did so many great things on a mediocre Lions team. Now he gets to work with one of the best offensive-minded coaches in this era. It should be fun to watch. Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals had a disappointing late-season collapse and missed out on the postseason in 2020. But Murray has more than lived up to expectations so far. His dual-threat style is mesmerizing to watch. He and DeAndre Hopkins will also get some help in the form of AJ Green in 2021. We expect year 3 to be Murray's best yet. And then we have the San Francisco 49ers. Yes, they traded up to select Trey Lance 3rd overall, but Jimmy Garoppolo is the starter for now. He gets a lot of criticism, but a 22-8 record as San Fran starter speaks for itself. He's at the very least average, and maybe even a little above that, depending on who you ask. If Jimmy doesn't play well, then we'll see Lance get his chance right off the bat. But it truly feels like San Fran can't go wrong with either. Number 1. AFC West. It's basically a toss-up between the two West divisions, but we have to give the slightest edge to the AFC guys. I mean, the AFC West only has the best player in all of football, Patrick Mahomes of the Kansas City Chiefs. After 3 seasons, he has a Super Bowl ring, 2 Super Bowl appearances, and an MVP award on his resume. He's simply out of this world. And then there's another world-class phenomenon, Justin Herbert of the Los Angeles Chargers. This kid only had the best rookie quarterback season ever, throwing for 4,336 yards and 31 touchdowns. And yeah, he's only gonna get better. The Las Vegas Raiders are mired in mediocrity, but it's not at the fault of Derek Carr. His production has gradually improved each year under John Gruden. With Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller, and Henry Ruggs at his side, Carr is a safe bet to hit over 4,000 yards and 20-plus touchdowns. The Denver Broncos are the only team with a question mark here. Will third-year product Drew Lock finally put it all together in 2021? If not, they'll turn to offseason pickup and serviceable veteran Teddy Bridgewater. The latter is a solid enough option wherever he plays. So, there you have it. The AFC West is the cream of the crop for quarterbacks when it comes to the NFL's 8 divisions. Man, they can mostly thank the work of Mahomes and Herbert for that. But hey, what NFL division do you think has the best quarterbacks? Join us in the comments section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.